Hope your day's off to a good start. Happy Friday, friends. Thank you for joining us for CBS News Minnesota, your morning update. I'm AJ Hilton. Want to make sure your day is off to a good start. It is the final day of the work week for some of us. I know some of you have to work the weekend, but nonetheless, we're here to get you through the day. Let's talk our forecast for today. Still expected to be a humid day. Noon, 78 degrees. 4 p.m. a little bit warmer, 81 degrees, but we are tracking the possibility of a pop-up thunderstorm, a pop-up thunder shower, so make sure you've got the umbrella if you're heading out this afternoon. And you can see we do have falling dew points. That's the good news at 8 p.m. The temperature is supposed to be right around 78 degrees, but still those humid conditions, you're going to feel it when you step outside. So be prepared. Again, grab that umbrella and hope you have a good day today. So I figured we could talk about this because it's Friday. I mean, let's have some fun. Let's talk about the weekend. So for this morning's question, I want to know, do you have weekend plans? What are your weekend plans? I mean, are you leaving town? Do you have any special plans? Let's discuss. Maybe you just want to sit on the couch and order in. I want to hear because let's enter the weekend on a good note. And who knows, maybe your idea, it could inspire someone else to say, hey, I want to do that too. That's a good idea. Or I want to order that food too. So, or whatever you want to do. So leave your comments. You can go to our Facebook page. We're going to read some comments throughout the show in just a little bit. Now to your morning headlines this morning. Following more trouble in Dinkytown. This is right by the campus of the University of Minnesota because police were called to the scene of an apparent shooting. This happened right outside the Burrito Loco restaurant. This is on 13th Avenue Southeast. Not a whole lot of details here, but a witness did tell our photographer that she heard arguing and then gunshots followed. So the glass at the restaurant that's said to be shattered. We're still waiting to hear from police on any injuries, any suspects. So again, we've reached out to authorities and we're waiting to hear from them to get some more information. Now, this might make you and your family feel a little safer the next time you come downtown because the state of Minnesota is sending more help to Minneapolis. And of course, it follows the 4th of July weekend, which ended up sadly filled with fireworks and gunfire. I mean, people shooting fireworks at people from their car. The Minneapolis Department of Public Safety is now assigning 20 more state troopers to Minneapolis and the surrounding areas. We know that some troopers are already working in neighborhoods with high crime. We also know that 12 investigators, along with a criminal analyst from the BCA, are helping the city with gun crime investigations. The state plans to continue public safety support. They're expected to do that through the summer. Some big-time drugs will not be hitting the streets of the Twin Cities. That's because 2 Apple Valley men and a man from Nevada are facing charges. All of this stemming from an undercover meth bust that took place in South Metro. So Dakota County prosecutors have charged these 3 men. They're facing several drug charges. A criminal complaint says the investigation started back in 2021 with an informant, and then it ended with a search warrant at that home in Apple Valley. Authorities say in all they seized about 80 pounds of meth. All 3 men now under arrest. They are in custody. Let's switch it up this morning because we are following some really important world and national headlines. This is actually breaking news from Japan, where the former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe shot and killed early this morning. The assassination took place in Western Japan. He had actually been making a campaign speech. He served as Japan's longest-serving prime minister until 2020 when he stepped down due to poor health. And we're getting word from Japanese media that someone approached him and shot him in the back a couple of times. We do know that the suspected gunman in the situation, they do have him in custody, but still waiting to get more information. But he had been fighting for his life for a couple of hours, said to be in grave condition, and sadly, he did pass away. And in London, it is the next day after Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced his resignation. This comes after a large part of his government turned against him. He's 58 years old, the politician. He took Britain out of the EU, the European Union. He steered it through COVID-19 and, of course, the war in Ukraine, brought down by one scandal too many. That includes his appointment of a politician who'd been accused of sexual misconduct. He also apparently had been avoiding COVID protocol and not following COVID protocol. Johnson says that he will stay on until a successor is chosen. Well, back in this country, the Las Vegas Raiders are making history. They named Sandra Douglas Morgan as the team's new president. So she is now the first black woman to be hired as the president of an NFL team. Before this job, Morgan was the chair of the Nevada Gaming Control Board. Her husband, Don Morgan, played a few years in the NFL. He played for both the Vikings and the Cardinals. But again, the Raiders are making history. You know, yesterday we gave him a shout out on our show, our early show, and here's former Beatle Ringo Starr at his annual birthday party in Beverly Hills, having a good time. He turned 82 years old yesterday. He holds the annual party in the park as a celebration of peace and love. Ringo says of the theme, quote, "The world could really use a lot of peace and love right now." I was trying to figure out the theme because I see that collar there. Did he go with an Elvis theme or what was going on there? But nonetheless, having a lot of fun. 82 years young, Ringo Starr. Hey, if you are getting ready to hit the road for this weekend, we did some checking gas prices overnight. We did the work for you. So we checked out prices and stopped at this Speedway in Roseville. Price on the sign, take a closer look. $4.59 for a gallon. We also saw that same price in South Metro in Eagan. The new average price this morning around the state is $4.63 a gallon. That's down 6 cents from a week ago. The national average is still higher by 9 cents a gallon. Now, I will say this. You can find it cheaper in some spots. I had a woman reach out to me on social media, and she talked about the gas price that she saw in Hastings, which turned out to be $4.22 a gallon. So you can find cheaper gas prices around you. You're just going to have to do a little bit of digging, but they are out there. How about this gas deal? Take a look at this. Your eyes are not deceiving you. $1.99 for a gallon of gas at the A to Z Food Mark. This is in Georgia, in Hinesville, this past 4th of July. And no, not a mistake. I mean, you see the line out here. The station is independently owned, and the owner thought, what better way to serve his community than by cutting customers a deal?
Everyone's wallet's taking a hit right now in 2022, so at least we could do as a locally and independently owned convenience store is give back to the community.
Ravi Patel, who you just heard from, estimates he lost up to $12,000 that day in gas sales alone, but he says the smiles make it all worth it. And I'll tell you what, people don't forget. People are going to remember that gas station in the future, so maybe they'll come inside next time and they'll grab some snacks to help that store's bottom line. Okay, let's get back to today's talker. Let's see what you are saying about your weekend plans. What are you doing this weekend? Todd says working on re-siding the shed tomorrow, hopefully going to the new Thor movie on Sunday. Todd, I expect to hear back from you on Monday as far as your review of the show. 1 to 4 stars. You let us know on Monday what you think of the new Thor movie. This is the movie that stars Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman, Russell Crowe is in there. Christian Bale is the villain. I mean, Marvel movies, you never know who's going to show up. So, Todd, expect to hear back from you. Let's get some more comments. Pam says, getting things together to bring our church garage sale early next month. Pam, you got your work cut out for you. I know garage sales, those are not easy. So hopefully that goes off without a hitch. I hope that it goes well. Another comment, Lisa says, good morning, road trip. Well, Lisa, where are you going? We want to know where you're going. What are you doing? Expect to see lots of pictures Monday morning from said road trip. Hope you have a good time. Becca says, rodeo days in Asante tomorrow. I think we'll bring the kiddos to the splash pad on Sunday. That sounds like fun. We were just talking about the rodeo that's taking place here in the Twin Cities area. So hopefully you have a great time at the rodeo. Hopefully the kids have a great time at the splash pad. Cindy says, I just plan on catching up with housekeeping and getting my sleep back after noisy fireworks from last weekend. Cindy, I hear you. I hope that you also get a chance to get some rest after all those fireworks because it was quite the spectacle, at least in our neighborhood, so I'm sure it was in yours too. Hey, hope you have a great weekend. That is your morning update from CBS News Minnesota, your only local streaming news service. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back same time Monday. Again, have a great weekend.